decided to do something a little different today instead of a vlog or a DIY project. So today I just wanted to talk about, as you guys probably have already seen the title, it's called The Pros and Cons of Being a Mom in Late 30s. So the first thing I want to start with are the pros, of course. We always have to start with the positive, right? Okay, guys, so the first thing I want to talk about, the pros of having a child in your late 30s. The first one I would have to say is that I had the opportunity, and I have my notes here, so that's what I'm looking at. I had the opportunity to enjoy my 20s. When I say enjoy my 20s, I enjoyed my 20s. I was able to spend the money that I wanted to. I was able to go, freely whenever I wanted to. So those were some of the perks of being a mom in my late 30s. I remember in my early 20s, I had an opportunity before actually my 21st birthday. I moved to Southwest Florida. I lived there for approximately 8 years. So I did get married when I was very young, at 23. So, that didn't work out and the marriage dissolved. But needless to say, it was quite an adventure, but even at that time, I actually had a plan that we were not going to have children for the first 5 years. I felt like, we made it through the first 5 years. Hey, a couple of more forevers to go, right? So yeah, I like to tell young people is that it's okay to be selfish. So in your 20s, you need that time to yourself to enjoy doing the things that you want to do. If it's like taking that trip, shopping, buying those things that you wanna buy. I know, I shouldn't be, telling you guys that, but sometimes, hey, you end up being a consumer for a while, and I'm trying to get used to this, y'all. I'm so sorry, because like my camera's up here and I'm looking right here. So yeah, all this stuff I'm just trying to get used to. Yeah, just all of it in general. So yeah, so y'all see me. But anyway, so we'll get back to the topic. So yeah, so like I said, so you have the time to be as selfish as you like, buy what you want, take those trips, do things that you want to do. That's one of the things about having a child in the late 30s. Also, I had the opportunity to take some time to be resourceful and to be conscious. So that's one of the reasons why I'm glad that I did not have children in my 20s, because just taking the last, maybe 10 years or so, I've become very resourceful and conscious of the things that I eat. Just everything as a whole. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother topic. But yeah, just a lot of things when it came to actually embracing who I am, as a person of African descent, different things like that. Just stuff that I didn't really, think to research or think to look into, in my 20s, once I became like a 30, not late 30s, early 30s is when I actually started to care more about those things, because I wanted to become a mom, and I wanted to be a really good mom. So of course I wanted to know more about my culture and my heritage, so I would have something to, to teach my child. So yeah, that as well. Excuse me, guys. So also I would have to say, not having children in my 20s, it gave me the opportunity to make mistakes and bounce back very quickly. So one of the things that, I have learned through trial and error, not having children in my 20s, is that there were different things that, like jobs, I was able to recover quickly from that, relationships, different things of that nature, just things that I couldn't foresee coming. It was just me, so I was able to quickly bounce back. So that's another thing. I would have to say that the pros of having a child in your late 30s is that I was ready for a family. So, everything didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to, but, I'm thankful to God that, hey, I have my beautiful daughter and she's awesome. So that's that's one of the other perks of being a mom in your late 30s. You are ready for just what you say that you're ready for. Okay, so I would have to say, last but not least, the final pro of being a mom in late 30s is stability. So financial, mental, and physical stability. I have to say that I'm still working on the financial part. because I did make a lot of mistakes in my 20s, had a lot of starting and stopping, with relationships, different things like that, hey, I'm learning the later that it gets in my life that you can't always just trust people at their word. So yeah, I'm a person that whatever I say, that's what it is, but I'm learning you can't always do that with everybody, or everybody, is not like you. So yeah, so I've spent a lot of time waiting on people, trying to work with them, work through things. So I'm not doing that anymore. So in my late 30s, I've actually discovered that I'm going to build as if the person never comes. So that's another thing that I've learned, and that's very positive. And yeah, I say that in all honesty and in love. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to say, back to the financial part. So yeah. So one of the things that I've learned later in life, because I did not learn this because I was educated in the public school system, just like majority of you, is that you need to hold 3 different things in your portfolio. So thanks to some of my, what should I say, I would say my financial big brothers, people like Warren Buffett, and awesome books that I've read, like The Creature from Jekyll Island, not How, The Creature from Jekyll Island, which is a very good book. And it teaches you a lot about the foundation of money, how money started, different things like that. So one of the things that you do want to hold is fiat currency, which is paper money, which we know is just a promise to pay. So it really does not mean anything. And our dollar is not backed by anything. It actually, at one time, was backed by gold, but President Nixon took the gold standard away, which makes our dollar toilet paper. Okay, so all this stuff will be for like a later video when I go into some other things, but I kind of want to just give you guys the basics. So the second thing that you want to hold is assets. A house, a business, that's a form of an asset. Last but not least, a lot of people don't consider it, but I actually do consider it, is precious metals, which are tangible assets, gold and silver and other things that come from the earth, other materials that come from the earth. You want to hold those things as well because they do hold value. Why do you think in our communities, the African American communities, you see things like we buy gold, and you'll also see things like Coinstar. So a lot of times they want you to bring your coins in because they know that you don't know that anything pre-1965 has a silver value that's actually higher. And those things are worth more than face value. So you see a dime, which is actually sometimes, in some cases, I have dimes that are worth $1.20 and different things like that. Depends on the actual year that they were minted. So yeah, that's another thing. So you want to hold those things in your portfolio as well, which are tangible assets. Okay, so now that I'm done with all the pros, now I'll move on to the cons. So the cons, one of the cons, the first cons of being a mom at a much older age is that I have to try to keep up with Nubian. So the good thing about that is my plant-based diet that I love so much, and people are getting, some people are getting tired of me talking about it all the time, the fabulousness of a plant-based diet, but I can't stop talking about it enough, guys, because it has changed my life on a lot of different levels, and I'll come back and do another video about that as well, how it changed my life because I dealt with uterine fibroids. I have to say that, well, the first time they told me that I had uterine fibroids, I was 28 years old. But I actually believe that I started dealing with uterine fibroids in high school. But I'll say that for another woman's video, when I can tell you, now that I know my body and I've studied my body and different things like that, and through acupuncture and different things that I've done, I know now the exact moment. But like I said, I don't want to give you guys all the juicy stuff at one time, but then I'll tell you, about that later. So yeah, so keeping up with Nubian. So, toddlers, they move a lot. So that means that I have to be vigilant. I have to, also have a lot of energy. The good thing about that, so this is kind of like a pro and cons, and pro and a con is that I'm really a big child at heart. Like anybody that really knows me on a personal level, they know I love to like move around, and I'm always moving. I'm never still, and different things like that. And I'm always just, you know, over the top, butterfly, glitter, you know, and sparkles and rainbows type person. So anytime you see me quiet or something like that, 9 times out of 10, there's definitely something wrong with me. So because I'm never quiet. I'm always, you know, talking. I'm very talkative. So yeah. So I would have to say, yeah, keeping up her. So the other con that I would have to say is that I always want to spend all my time with her. And I mean, a lot of people would say, well, how is that a con? But it really is, because the older that you are, sometimes you kind of know that, you know, hey, you know, I'm slowly approaching, you know, getting, you know, on the other side, you know, older. So I just want to spend every moment with her, because, you know, it's not like I think I'm going to like leave or something tomorrow, but, you know, I guess I kind of do like factor in like my age and stuff. So that's another thing, you know, I always want to spend all my time with her, you know, because I know that, you know, when she graduates from high school, you know, that, you know, I'll be like in my 50s. And then I know that, you know, once she starts, you know, when she's done with college and she starts having, you know, my grandkids, then I know that I'll be like in my 60s already. So then I start looking at the fact that, you know, by the time, you know, her kids start to really grow up and everything like that, I want to be there for that too. I want to be there for college graduations. I want to be there for, you know, their children too. So that's one of the things that's kind of like in the back of my mind. But I'm learning every day, because I do sometimes deal with like a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress, and I'm learning to take things day by day. And I'm very thankful to Nubian, because she's taught me that on a lot of different levels, you know, not to really worry too much. You know, I just live for today, and I enjoy my daughter, and she's been I don't want to be a burden to Nubian. So that's one of the things that I'm actually working on, like I said, in my portfolio, how I have things laid out for retirement, different things like that. I just want to make sure that my transition is smooth, and that like I said, I know I'll be a much older parent, so I don't want to be a burden on my daughter. That is one of the cons of that I feel of being a mom in my late 30s, that I don't want to be a burden to my daughter. So I hope you guys enjoy this really quick video. It wasn't, you know, all extravagant, because I just wanted to do something, and I, you know, made my promise that I would be here every Monday and I would make a video. So yeah, guys, so I'm just trying to, you know, stick to that. So as you guys can see, Nubian actually allowed me to finish this video. She's in the living room, and she's actually watching something, and she's doing her own thing. Can y'all believe that? So it's actually working. She is growing up right before my eyes. And yeah, it's almost like she passed by one time, and I wish I could have videotaped it for you guys, but she passed by and she looked at me, and so like, okay, my mom's working. And she walks to the bathroom, so I'm like in my mind, okay, where is she going? So she was in there for a few seconds. I don't know what she was doing. Then she walked back out, and she went back to the living room. She looked at me kind of like, I'm gonna let you finish your video, and she walked out. So yeah, she's doing good today. She's not upset. She doesn't have an attitude or anything. But I really think that she understands when I sit in this chair that I'm somewhat in work mode, guys. So this is actually gonna be okay. So one of the pros of having a child in your late 30s is that I'm gonna give you guys a little joke that people normally say to me, that Nubian is an old egg, whatever that means. Because I guess, you know, I mean, I guess because I didn't have kids earlier and I had her later, like, she's an old egg. And I really believe that this girl has been here definitely before, and she is definitely an old spirit, just like her mother. So with that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe below. Don't forget to tell your friends and ask them to please subscribe to our channel. And we love you guys very much. XOXO.